Hello everyone, I am Jayodenub and welcome to my second episode of How to 3-Star. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to 3-star anti-2-star bases. So I will be showing 3 attacks from our most recent war versus Q8 Army. Q8 Army, something like that? It's Q8. So anyways, I will be going over 3 of these raids and kind of explaining like how they just go down and how you can 3-star these types of bases. So first of all, with air, I look for where the queen is and what I can take out with my golem and queen. So if I go from the top right with my golem and queen, I could take out the air defense wizard tower and the archer queen. And so looking where the clan castle is, the golem and archer queen should not really trigger the clan castle from up there, which means they're pretty safe. And in this this guy's clan castle, he has a hound and a balloon, so you really don't want the queen to trigger that early. So because the queen and golem would be able to take that out easily, I would decide to go on the bottom of this base with my king, and he would be able to take out that bottom air defense by himself if I could just break in there. So, and what that would do is it would create a straight line with a straight path, and these defenses are lined up kind of nicely, so it's really easy to take out all those with my balloons. So now we're gonna move on to the raid. So drop my queen up top. There we go. Wait a second, let that mortar shoot, and then I will drop my wall breakers. Then I drop that golem, distract some of the defenses, drop more wall breakers in, and break into that layer. Then I will drop my king on the bottom with some wizards just to clear out those buildings. That way I can get the wall breakers to go where I want them. And so the queen took out the enemy queen at top and the air defense and wizard tower like I wanted. The king took out the air defense, and so now I start my balloon drop. And so normally I would put 2 balloons down for every defense, but in this raid I put 3 just so I can get more balloons go towards the core of the base. And so you want to speed up your balloons and freeze as much of the core as possible. And now because this guy did have a multi-inferno, I brought a heal spell with me, so when the multi-inferno went down, the balloons in the core could get healed up. And so really, since the main damage dealers of this base, of an anti-2-star base, is the core, you want to make sure you freeze as much of that and try to get in there and take out as much as you can as fast as you can. And so the outside of anti-2-star bases are actually pretty easy to take out, so you really can go more balloon heavy, and you have to get a nice hound to air defense ratio. So what I mean by that is, like, if there are 2 air defenses up after your golem heroes start, then you want to bring 3 hounds. So I always have 1 extra hound for every air defense. So if there's 2 air defenses, I'll bring 3 hounds. If there's 3 air defenses, I'll bring 4 for an anti-2-star base. That way you can bring a ton of balloons and just overwhelm the core and take it out very quick. And the outside's pretty easy because the defenses are lined up. So that was the first raid. Pretty simple in my opinion. And now we're going to move on to our second attack, and this will be done by our leader Wilnub. And this is a witch raid. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen raids kind of like this. It's pretty common against anti-2-star bases. You just bring like a golem or 2 and a ton of witches, you know, just jump spells, rage spells, whatever, to get them in. So also, just saying, with the new update, the jump spell did get improved, and the troops will actually jump over, they're more attracted to the jump spell, so you could actually jump over a larger tile space. So don't listen to Chief Pat when he says you can only jump over 3, because I'm actually able to jump over 5 tile spaces in between pretty easily. So back to the raid. So he has all of his witches in the middle, and he has his heroes spread out so they can take out everything on the side and take care of the splash damage really quick. And he has all the witches in the center taking out the core and just overwhelming the defenses. And he dropped a free spell earlier on the multi-inferno, so it really didn't do anything. And now the single Inferno, it won't harm the witches at all. So the king already died, but he did do a good job taking out a ton of those defenses on the side. Hits the queen ability, and he put a jump spell at the end of the core, that way those skeletons won't be stuck on a wall. And it's a giant up top, and if you could distract a wizard tower with a giant on a witch raid, then that's almost as good as taking out the wizard tower, because it's really not going to do anything to that giant because it's got way too much health, and the skeletons and witches are going to be able to take it out really, really easily. So, I mean, yeah, it was pretty easy to tell what was going on. Just a good spread of heroes, ton of witches just overwhelming this base, and really no walls for them to break through, since they could jump over all those wall segments with those two jump spells. So now moving on to our last raid. This was done by me on Nakalashak, however you pronounce his name. He wasn't able to do his war attacks. He's on like a vacation or something. I'm not completely sure. So he's letting me use his account for the next couple of wars. So instead of a golem, I decided to bring my queen and a couple of healers, just because this base seemed pretty easy to take out whatever I wanted with just a queen healer with a little queen healer walk. And so I put her slightly to the right, like top right of that side. That way I could get her to go up top. And she didn't take out that air defense, but that's fine because I had my king to take that out. So now my queen is not being touched by anything. The healers are going to be able to heal her up. And so now that only the cannon is targeting her, and she's going to start shooting at that wall. So I drop my king on the bottom with a couple of wall breakers to break through, and he's going to go ahead and work on that air defense. And after he gets through that, that should lure the clan castle. Yeah, there it goes. And the queen is still working on that wall. It's almost down. Let's see, can you do it? Hurry up, come on. There we go. So now she's going to work on that elixir storage, and I want her to move on to the cannon or the queen next, but the skeletons are too quick, and she goes for that, and then she gets distracted on the hound. So that's kind of bad for me because now the queen won't be able to take out the other queen very easily. But anyways, I still drop my balloon spam almost the same as last time, but I did the 2 balloons for every defense instead of 3 like last time. And I have a ton of haste spells, so I could really take out the outside of the space really quick and have a ton of balloons for the center of this base. I also had the haste still last on the bottom, so I decided to drop a couple of balloons, and the haste still helped them get to the center, and it was able to take out the the Inferno Tower. So even though the queen survived, if you're able to get a good loon spam on an anti 2-star base, you're able to take care of the queen even after you take out all the defenses, because you'll have so many balloons and so many pups up. And really, since this guy only had 2 air defenses and they were really easy to get to, I could also have a hound survive, and the queen can target that sometimes, and it would make it really easy for my balloons and remaining pups to take her out. So as you can see, all the defenses were pretty easy to take out. In most anti 2-star bases, defenses are pretty lined up, so it's really easy to spam your balloons on the outside, and haste works really well with that. And so all you have to do is just freeze the core, and in anti 2-star bases, the core is like really packed with defenses that are just like so cramped together that it's really easy to freeze it and just spam, just like rush through with your balloons in rage. So yeah, I do know that this guy only had, or these guys only had hounds in the clan castles, and it's not really hard with other clan castles to 3-star anti 2-star bases. Like if you have small troops like Witch Bam or something, you just drop a poison and take out like a haste or whatever. And if you have a dragon, what I would do is lure out the clan castle, like drop my king early so I could lure out the clan castle, and then just lure the dragon to the top, and then I could kill the dragon with my golem queen or my queen healer. So yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. hopefully some of y'all found this useful or helpful, and hope you guys enjoyed. So yeah, I'll see y'all next time.